Polyamorous arrangements and hookup culture attest otherwise. What's more, the Me Too movement has arisen and emboldened women and their allies to finally say no more to predatory and perverted men. Many well-known celebrities and influencers have lent their names and platforms to advance the Me Too cause. At the same time, many of these same celebrities and influencers have also, on those very same platforms, lauded and eulogized the late Hugh Hefner, the famed sex mogul who championed a climate in which the use, abuse, objectification, and subjugation of women could flourish as a civil rights hero. As it was in ancient times, so it is today. Ours is a culture of sexual confusion, oppression, and slavery that masks itself as a culture of sexual freedom. In reaction to a hypersexualized world, the Christian purity culture was born. While well-intended in some respects, the purity movement would, not unlike its sexual revolution counterpart, overswing the pendulum and become its own version of a culture of shame. Not only would unmarried people be told to avoid sex, but also all forms of kissing, holding hands, and dating. Men and boys were rightly encouraged to do battle against lust and flee from sexual immorality. To help the men succeed, women and girls were wrongly blamed for making men stumble by dressing immodestly, whatever that means. Likewise, married women were admonished for not putting out enough in the marriage beds, thus causing their often emotionally unavailable husbands' eyes to wander. In the sexual revolution climate, what is needed is not less sexual freedom, but better and healthier sexual freedom. Those who are unmarried, like the Apostle Paul and Jesus Christ, are free to embrace countercultural chastity as a high, holy, and praiseworthy calling. In doing so, these men and women affirm God's unique design for sex, and in so doing protect their own souls from injury. Sex works a lot like fire. When removed from its protective boundaries, it burns us and leaves scars. When brought and kept inside those covenanted boundaries, a sweet foretaste of the ultimate love feast between Christ and his bride, the church, is given. But the picture God paints of healthy, life-giving sexuality is also different than the one from the old TV show Leave It to Beaver, in which Ward and June shared a bedroom but slept in separate beds. Instead, the maker of sex and marriage tells husbands to rejoice in the wife of your youth, and may her breasts satisfy you always. May you ever be intoxicated with her love. See Proverbs chapter 5, verses 18 through 19. He tells Adam and Eve, the first married couple, to fully consummate their naked and without shame state by coming together as one flesh. See Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. He brings us into the bedroom of the she and the he of the Song of Songs, where husband and wife recite erotic poetry and sing erotic love songs over one another's naked bodies. Centuries later, Paul, the unmarried apostle, commands able-bodied husbands and wives to enjoy sexual intercourse often, except in temporary Lenten-like seasons of prayer and fasting, because his body belongs to her and her body belongs to him. See 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 4. Likewise, God paints a picture of compassion, grace, and empathy toward those who have been burned, even reduced to ashes through the mishandling of sex. A mob of men prepares to execute a woman caught in the act of adultery, but Jesus steps in and shows mercy to her. Maybe Jesus steps in because of the injustice of it all, since the mob of men are making her bear the penalty of a two-party transgression all by herself. As was customary, the adulterous man escaped accountability, leaving the woman alone to bear all of the shame. Sound familiar? Or maybe Jesus steps in because the woman's sin evokes in him more compassion than judgment, more grace than condemnation, and more mercy than justice. See John chapter 8, verses 1 through 11. For as Charles Spurgeon once said, God loves to forgive our sin even more than we love to